Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Laffy Tunes. Today I'm going to cover the 10 scariest villains who were destroyed by cute cartoon heroes. Let's get into the video. Number 10, Dr. Claw, an evil disembodied voice defeated by a child and her dog. Dr. Claw is an obvious candidate, but also a questionable one. In his eternal struggle with his nemesis, Inspector Gadget, this disembodied mummy's hands raspy rage-filled voice is bound to strike terror in a kid's heart. However, like many of his peers, he's also reliant on a network of incompetent henchmen, and for all his power, the source of his rage is an inability to defeat an incompetent cyborg. More importantly, Claw doesn't realize who's really defeating him. With the exception of the episode Mad Trap, Gadget never wins any fights, early thwarts, or rescues anyone. Number 9, Tika, the lava demon spawned from a lifeless future. Moana's final boss is one of the most terrifying creatures ever unleashed in any Disney film. Immense and malevolent, she seems unstoppable as she hurls magma at anyone who comes in range. Even being dismembered by a demigod only slows her slightly and fuels her rage. As physically frightening as Fantasia's Chernabog, she's made even more terrifying by the fact that what she's what's left of the goddess of life, Te Feti, just by existing in her heartless state, she threatens Moana's world, and killing her would also kill their world's last hope. Number 8, Hawkmoth corrupts the innocent, lives in fear of a team with a magic yo-yo. Miraculous is a strange series burdened with questionable heroes and supervillains and convoluted lore surrounding the magic miraculous objects that give the protagonists, Ladybug and Chat Noir, their powers. However, its villain Hawkmoth is genuinely sinister. From his secret observatory, he sends out shadowy butterflies, offering Faustian power bargains to unhappy souls throughout Paris in their moments of weakness. Intimidating and evil, he nonetheless is afraid to face Ladybug and just takes her miraculous for himself. Instead, he repeats his doomed strategy of empowering randos while he hides and shakes his fist. While Ladybug's super ability, the power of creation, sounds impressive, it boils down to a combination of fighting evil with a super yo-yo.
So I shall build a new one.
Number 7, Queller, powered by evil itself, loses to a teddy bear. The Adventures of Teddy Ruxpin was surprisingly well written for a long-form serial about product placement. While its main antagonist was a hapless baddie named Tweeg, Queller added a genuine sense of menace to the show. A talon giant whose face is concealed in shadows, Queller was also probably the smartest character in the series. When supernatural evil was unleashed across the land, it seemed to choose him as its vessel, allowing him to break out of the prison the teddy bear and his giant grub friend had sent him to.
Don't keep me waiting, Tweeg.
You wouldn't.
Number 6, Magica Dispel is a murderously obsessed living shadow. A classic villain from Carl Banks' Uncle Scrooge comics, this Sorcerer Supreme was defeated by Scrooge McDuck before the 2017 reboot of DuckTales began. He banished her to a shadow realm inside of his lucky dime. In her attempts to restore herself to body and power infused the show's first season, she exists as a shadow and sometimes terrifyingly possesses other characters, filling them from the inside as a living, viscous black liquid. When she finally breaks free, she first imprisons Scrooge inside of his own magical dime, then steals an entire city's shadows to power her magical conquest of Duckburg and Scrooge's money bin. In one sequence, she seems to literally murder a child.
Quick, get his glove off!
Number 5, Paddywhack, Pennywise, are you a duck now? Most of Darkwing Duck's villains echo that the hero's aura of semi-competent whimsy. In The Haunting of Mr. Banana Brain, though, Darkwing encountered a terrifying foe. Voiced with Joey's Malice by Phil Hartman, Paddywhack was a 9-foot-tall, fang-faced harlequin who lived in a cursed Jack-in-the-Box. Usually slithering around as a shadow or possessing toys, the creature claimed to feed on mischief but seemed to grow fat on fear and suffering instead.
In bed. Couldn't sleep. Come on, Dad. Tell me a story. It'll help me.
Number 4, Baron D. Ghost, the biggest demon ever murdered by a big-eyed unicorn. The Unico films are billed as children's anime. Admittedly, cultural standards vary a bit, but Baron D. Ghost is more than a little scary. He's downright disturbing. His horrible predatory assault vibe is where it starts. He kidnaps and drugs Unico's friend Katie Cat and places her on his bed for undisclosed purposes, oozing malice. Unico stabs him and he returns as a immense demon. Number 3, Hem, the Powerpuff Girls beat up the devil a lot. The Powerpuff Girls' enemy Hem is a delightfully creepy presence, clearly modeled on none other than Satan. No one has to explain his devilish presence or intentions. He's also made more sinister by his Santa suit, giant lobster claws, red thigh highs, and high-pitched voice. Hem also tends to be a subtle villain, seducing the girls into turning on each other or giving into selfish desires. None of this helps him win, though.
This is Billy. Billy who? big belly.
Number 2, the Trivium, Demon of Petty Tasks, Ogre of Wasted Effort, and Monster of Habit. The animated version of Norton Juster's classic, The Phantom Toll Booth, has its share of symbolic strangeness. It's the dapper but faceless Trivium who frightens young audiences most. Though, a creature of wasted time, the Trivium convinces the heroes to move piles of sand with tweezers and empty wells with eyedroppers, all while dripping with oily self-satisfaction. Of course, demon or not, it's no match for a young boy, a watchdog, and a curmudgeonly humbug.
Out of here!
And friend to lazy and foolish people everywhere.
Number 1, the Greedy. It eats itself forever, but it only wants a ragdoll's living heart for dinner. A monster made of candy, the Greedy appeared in Raggedy Ann and Andy, a musical adventure. Eternally hungry, this thing constantly devoured its own unpleasantry-slick body. It decided that Raggedy Ann's heart might quell its eternal appetite, though. The stuffed siblings worked together to drown the monstrosity in taffy, defeating and possibly destroying this grotesquerie. Not that they stuck around to find out.
I am the greedy.
This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future. Also watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.